What was the dumbest thing you ever did to try and impress a girl or guy? My senior year of HS, I told one of my best friends, who was also this sweet, beautiful, very in shape, football playing boy, to throw the football as high as he possibly could and I would catch it, you know, to impress him and make him realize I was the girl of his dreams. He threw it high. I did not catch it. I did fracture my pointer finger when it bounced off my hands. Had to wear a friggin' finger cast to school for a few weeks and go to physical therapy for my finger. He felt terrible. I felt like an idiot. He did buy me I'm sorry flowers though, so that was nice. People at school thought my finger brace was hilarious. Since I was constantly walking around giving a number one hand gesture due to the brace, everyone at school started giving me the number one gesture when I walked by them. Good times. Did he realize you were a girl of his dreams though? We held hands at a Broadway show. Then cuddled once during a movie. I literally saw fireworks. I feel like this is one of those we both knew we liked each other but were too afraid to say anything situations. Yes? Sure brings back memories of 8th grade for me. At least you got farther than I did though. I'm in 7th right now and just happened to me. This is amazing. This past year I threw a fairly large college house party just so the guy I liked could attend. I didn't want to show him too much favoritism, so I tried to run around and talk to everyone as I was the main host. Luckily my best friend kept him company and acted as my faithful wingwoman. The night ended with me and my crush talking outside, getting closer and closer, until he asked me if I threw the party for him. Even being drunk didn't soften the blow of straight awkwardness. I tried to laugh it off and deflect, but I'm a terrible actor lol. Looking back, it was kind of obvious the entire party was an excuse to see him, and I now understand why I liked reading The Great Gatsby so much in high school. Guys are idiots. There is no way he figured it out on his own. There is a traitor in your story. Yeah, I think the wingwoman sold her out. I see two scenarios. First, wingwoman asks guy if he's into OP, and he says he doesn't think she's into him. And then to convince him that OP does like him, wingwoman spills the beans. Second, wingwoman spends all night with guy, starts feeling attraction, and spills the beans about OP throwing the party in attempt to embarrass her. Scenario 1. That plus I've previously told that guy I liked him, so he kinda had prior knowledge. Second, you know it. Couldn't help herself. Guys are idiots. Can confirm, I'm guy. Confirming as well. Also guy. As a man named Guy, I feel I am quite intelligent, thank you. I lied and said I had experience in journalism, because I didn't think we'd have anything except a brief encounter, when I'd actually only taken one class in college. Our first date he took me with to report on a local clash between police and citizens, and I got tear gassed and robbed. This takes the cake. And the wallet. And my axe. And my bow. And my axe. Not my shield though. And my bran. And my dignity. I was the first high schooler she knew who got my license. I drove us to hang out with friends of hers. Mostly guy friends. I guess she was trying to date one of them. I know that humiliation. Had a similar scenario driving friends around, and one of my friends ended up fingering my crush in the backseat while I drove around. Wrecked. I'm a girl and I had a close guy friend in high school. I had a brief crush on him early in the friendship, but that dissipated when I learned he had a Napoleon complex. I introduced him to another friend of mine. The first time they were gonna hang out, he wanted me there to make sure it went smoothly. It went way too smooth, and by 2 PM in broad daylight he pulled into a bank parking lot and asked me to stand outside the car for a bit. I hopped out of there and both of my friends proceeded to lose their virginities. At some point during, a cop started walking by and the car was visibly rocking. I thought as quick as I could and started pretending like I was trying to push the trunk closed as if it weren't closing all the way. Neither of them ever knew how close they came to being ex-offenders. Nice. You're a true homie. You are a good person. Damn. And I thought losing your crush to a dropkick was bad. Oh my god, sniffle you Darilan VP homie. When I was a teen I took taekwondo classes and there were two beautiful girls around my age. They liked to go and have a smoke behind them all before class, and I wanted to be cool and impress them, so I took up smoking too. It was about 2 weeks in when one girl came to class early, so I went and had a smoke with her. Then the next girl came in and wanted to have a smoke, so I went and had another one with her. When we came back we started doing our warm-up laps and I felt very queasy. I had to throw up, so ran outside, right next to the Dairy Queen. I threw up all over the glass wall where the cashiers and several people eating looked on in horror. This is my favorite one. Did you ever smoke again? I never smoked again. Well, at least you have that going for you. Thanks Dr. Phil. Send him to the ranch. Took my friend to the driving range and she asked if her insanely hot friend could come as well. Said friend mentioned she's never hit a golf ball before, so I'm thinking jackpot, I've got a way into talking to this girl and an excuse to ask her back out one-on-one if that goes well. Get to the range. Hit a couple of warm-up shots while she's getting her clubs rented and she takes the spot next to me. Decide really crush this ball to impress her and give the swing everything I've got. Missed the ball and clipped the ground and broke the club right off the pole. It proceeds to bounce back and smack me in the face and give me a solid shiner all while she's watching. I wasn't trying to impress anyone, but I worked at a bar with a golf simulator. My boss told me to play around with it to familiarize myself with the software and to hit some balls around. I'd never swung a golf club in my life. My first try, I missed the ball completely and somehow messed up the backswing. The club broke off, but managed to stay attached by super flexible carbon fiber long enough to swing around and hit my in the back, hard enough to leave a pretty good sized bruise. I didn't mess around with it anymore after that. This was this past August, by the way. Username confirmed. Haha. As a 12th grader in a small high school, my friends and I joined the golf team. We knew we were terrible but didn't have anything better to do after school for a season. I borrowed my dad's clubs from the 80s, woods made out of real wood, and got to our first practice. The weather was terrible, so we went to the old gymnasium in the school to work on form and fundamentals. Coach walked by and said, "Loosen up your grip a little, rolling, you don't need to choke the club," so I loosened up my grip a little, swung, and it flew out of my hands and broke cleanly into against the gym wall. Never replaced that 7-iron, used my 6-iron for most of the season. My first serious girlfriend is home alone and I think this might be the day I get off of second base. I'm all of 13, hormone addled, and obviously confident this girl is the love of my life. It's midsummer and I know I can bike the 3-ish miles pretty quickly. I tell my parents I'm going to see my friend right around the block. They warn me that a thunderstorm is rolling in, and I tell them it takes no time to get there. 10 minutes later I'm only halfway there, terrified, crying, pedaling as hard as I can to go downhill against the wind. My all metal framed BMX knockoff Huffy doing its best to not get hit with lightning and fuse me to its shiny silver exterior forever. 30+ minutes after that, I pull into her garage and thank God that all the rain has hid the fact I've been ugly sobbing the entire way. Her parents then pull in as I'm literally hunched over trying to catch my breath. I tell them this was the only house I knew on the street and it would have been life-threatening to bike the rest of the way home in this storm. They smile, probably knowing it was a lie, and treated me to a nice dinner. It ends with a very awkward drive home with her father, my bike in the back of his truck. "This dad just driving you home like this, poor little dumbass. He tried so hard. He was one of the coolest guys I have met. Ended up like a pseudo dad for a solid 2 years. But did you get to second base?" I fingered the hell out of her dad. Wait. That's illegal. Goddammit, you're right. This was an edit gone wrong. My sister was driving me back to college after Thanksgiving break, and there was this cool girl who drove a yellow Jeep Wrangler who I had some classes with. On the road getting closer to the school, I saw a yellow Jeep coming up next to us in the left lane. Of course, I thought it had to be her. I was in the passenger seat and decided it would be a great idea to open the sunroof, stick my head out, and say hello. Mind you, we're going about 60 miles per hour and I wear glasses. I opened the sunroof, stuck my head out, turned to face the upcoming car, and my glasses flew off my face. I am practically blind without them. I yelled at my sister to pull over, and we spent the next 30 minutes wandering around the side of the highway, blind, to try and find my frames. They got pretty smashed up, but luckily the lenses weren't too scratched. I was able to get some duct tape and a pair of sunglasses at a gas station and rig up the monstrosities I wore on my face for the rest of that semester. No cash for new ones. To this day I still don't know if it was her driving that Jeep. Funniest story on this thread, by far.